All right, so we have the placemat on top of the counter so we don't ruin anything. What's up, guys? My name is Rob Epifania. I'm a USPSA Grandmaster, and I'm the owner of Systematic Performance Concepts. In this video here, we're going to talk about table starts. So I had a request at one of my followers on YouTube, my subscribers on YouTube, Doc G's Reloading. Brian, thank you so much for this suggestion. Great one. What do we do when it comes to table starts with our gun? When it comes to table starts, I'm just going to share what I do. Everything is a little bit different for you. Practice is going to make the big difference. Table starts are one of those things where you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. You just have to spend enough time to be good enough. And then when the situation arises, so you're going to shoot a match the next day that has a table start in it, you could do some practice with this. What I personally like to do is I like to put the gun facing just downrange in a general direction. If there's a target and I can aim at that, like I can put the gun kind of facing that, that's great, but usually there's like a trigger on the X or something like that. I set the gun down, and what I would do with my mag is I put it with the bullets up, and I like to index it off of a reference point. So in this case, it happens to be my optic, the Vortex Defender XL here, and I like to put it at a slight angle so that when I'm picking this gun up, my natural position is going to be this reload style position where my gun is angled toward my mag pouches. In this case, having that mag angle match makes the likelihood of you being able to match that angle up better. Like, it's just going to give you more of a chance of success. If you do something like this, it may work out okay, it may not. Like, some people do like to put it straight ahead. Does it matter a ton? Probably not, but as long as it's consistent for you, that's what is most important, right? So when we set this up here, I like to have it just set up this way, right? Nice 45-degree angle. So as soon as I pick it up, I go right into the reload position, and that's all I do. When it comes to where I focus, I'm focusing right now on this spot right here. So as soon as I look at that position where the mag and the optic sit, I'm able to easily figure that part out. So another thing to pay attention to, just like unloaded starts, the mag is in position before the gun is. So if you're not careful, and you saw me do it before, if the gun is not rotated in position first, what you're gonna have is you're gonna have something like this, where the gun is up and you're like bumping into the grip because the gun isn't in position. So you really have to focus when you grab the gun that it's rotated in place first. And after that, it's the same thing. It's about racking the slide. So as soon as you're in, rack the slide, and off we go. So simple things to practice. Again, if you want to practice getting good at this, a micro exercise of just inserting the mag is going to be a good deal here. So we want to be able to get hand on the gun, insert the mag, right? Grab, insert, grab, insert. Simple things. I mean, we spend time racking the gun anyway, so as soon as we're done, we're ready to go. So I hope that's helpful for unloaded starts. For loaded table starts, there's something we do have to pay attention to, especially when we have guns with extended mag releases. So when we have a loaded table start, our gun sits on this table. If we're not careful enough, for one, you want to make sure the mag is seated before you start, because I've had it happen where I go to push, I go in a haste, I go to push down, and I actually press the mag release, which releases the mag, and as I pick up the gun, the mag falls out. So we want to be very careful with how we pick up the gun. We want to make sure it's placed in a way that, for one, okay, the mag's in there, we're good to go, and then we pick it up, we almost want to kind of roll it into our hand. And you can see even when I place it down there, this mag release is a little sensitive, which is not a bad thing for reloads, but when it comes to this, it could be, right? So in my case, when I pick it up, my hand's going to go in surround, lift up the grip, and I'm going to try to actually pick up the grip as well with my other hand, right? So that's in there, right? I'm gonna try to pick it up with my support hand so that I get a little bit of lift on this so I don't push down on the trigger. So even gently put that down, that doesn't go, right? Wherever my hand position is wherever it is. At this point, beep goes off, I'm gonna pick the gun up, really try to focus on getting the pressure off that mag release as quickly as I can so that I can then get to work sooner without having that mag fall out by accident. One last consideration when it comes to unloaded starts. Let's say I have a stage where I have an unloaded start and I am going to do a reload. How can we be successful with that? What I would like to do is I'd like to set my magazines up so that I'm able to pick up 2 at once. How can we do that? What I like to do is I like to give a little bit of space so that my index finger can get in between them, right? When I pick up the magazine, I'm able to pinch between my middle finger and my thumb. My index finger is in the way of the 2 mags. Provide some spacing so that I can then place the magnet on my belt magnet, my stowing magnet, or my pouch. In this case, it's a magnet as well. And then be able to load the gun outside of that. You can add a little bit of a V shape if you want. That just makes it a little bit easier to get your finger in between. Orientation doesn't matter so much. So when the beep goes off, you grab the 2 mags while you're grabbing your gun. One goes onto the magnet and one goes into the gun to load it. Right? Simple thing to do. Again, pinch between middle finger and thumb, index fingers spacing out the mags so that you can now do what it is you need to do for the unloaded start. So we're here, right? We grab, stow, insert, and go. Guys, so that's table starts, unloaded and loaded. I hope you guys found this useful. If you enjoyed it, please share it with others. Any questions, put them in the comments below. And one last little tip. Make sure you put a placemat down on your nice countertop so you don't ruin anything. Make sure you clean up after yourself so your wife stays happy. Have the best one.